What's up, guys? So in this video, we're going to be covering how to run ads, especially with the recent Android Meta update in Meta. And so this update basically just washes away any lazy marketer. If you are lazy, if you click publish and then forget, if you continue to churn clients month over month, then click off this video. This update is exactly what we needed because it really just brings light to those who do not put in the work. And so this is how you should be running your ads, especially at scale, especially if you want to build a long-term sustainable agency, as opposed to just basically filling a leaky bucket, which is making you churn clients month over month. And in return, you basically have to sign more clients than you churn. And it's just a hamster wheel. It's stressful. It's a pain in the ass. It's a headache. And it's not what you want to deal with. Because at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the bottom line benefit of your service or product. And that is, are your clients making more money with or without you? And so this is how it typically goes. Now, guys, with this latest update, we need to be testing more. We need to have more creative diversity, brand new hooks, brand new bodies, multiple bodies. It used to just be you would be able to kind of get away with running 2 to 5 ads with a $50 a day ad spend, and then your ads can kind of perform. You might not have to touch them for like a couple weeks to even a month or 2 months plus, and you'd be able to get away with that. But now with a $50 a day ad spend, guys, $50 a day, you need to be testing at least 10 to 15 ads per CBO, okay? Per ad set in one campaign. You don't necessarily need to do multiple ad sets, but 10 to 15 ads for a $50 a day ad spend at minimum. And so typically when you launch ads for new clients, it's not necessarily that Meta is giving you a false sense of hope, as in your results are doing really well, because typically, guys, when you launch, the results are going to rip. So we have performance on the left-hand side, and then we have time. And so the results are going to rip. And let's say after a week, we experience some sort of fatigue, okay? Now, one of the ways we can get around the fatigue is just simply duplicating ad sets and clicking publish. Now, this has worked for me in the past. I've been testing it with a new update, and it's kind of hit or miss. It really wants a brand new batch of data, a brand new batch of creatives, because the way we have to be thinking about ad sets, ad sets are simply pockets of people, and potentially your targeting, your messaging can be completely off, and it can reach the wrong batch of people, and you could just simply duplicate the ad set and relaunch. You don't have to change anything. But let's say that doesn't work. Let's say you relaunch, it doesn't work. This is typically what happens. Performance for a week, your clients get a couple appointments, and then performance then starts to drop. Performance starts to drop as you're testing 10 to 15 ads. And what does this typically mean? This means that Meta is saying to you, and the market is saying to you, hey, we're not performing well because we need more creatives. We need more winning ads. We want you to test more. And the marketplace is the greatest feedback teller of all time when it comes to your product and service. Hey, why did you buy? What can we do on our end? What did you like about the program specifically? How can you make your content organic so that you can pre-handle these sales objections later down the line on sales calls? You really want the market as your feedback for all parts of your business. And now when it comes to the ads, that's what Meta is saying. Hey, we're not working. We want you to test more. And so after a week or two, or however long it might be, the performance will slowly start to decay. You want to get then the lowest cost per qualified lead. There's a distinction between cost per lead and then cost per qualified lead. We really care about cost per qualified lead, to be completely honest with you guys. But the ads that are getting the cheapest CPL or cheapest CPQL, keep those on. The ads that aren't getting any spend, still keep those on, because Facebook will eventually allocate ad spend to them. Or if they don't get any spends over the course of weeks to months, then just leave it. It's fine. Like, I don't think that's that big of a deal. But the ads then that are getting leads over $150 per lead, turn those off immediately. I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't say, hey, give this one lead more time. I would just cut it off right away and then kind of relaunch from there. But what you do want to do is when you find winning creatives, this is how you go about it. You find those winning creatives, and at a time when you create a new batch of creatives, you only want to change one variable at a time. So let's say you have a winning ad. You only want to change one thing at a time, whether it's the background color, whether it's the first 2 or 3 words in a video if it's a hook, or whether if it's a still image, the first 2 to 3 words on that headline. Because if you change 4, 5, 6 different things at a time and it absolutely cracks, then you're like, what the hell actually worked? You're not going to know what actually worked. And so therefore it's really important to change only one variable at a time so that you have a clear indicator as to what's working and what's not working. And so you want to turn off the ones that are getting a high CPL, and then you want to launch brand new creatives. And that's what Meta is saying, because it's going to keep your performance afloat. It's going to keep your performance afloat. This happens in my B2B ads. I launched a B2B campaign, performance tanked, and then I found some of the winning ads, lowest CPQL, made different variations, 3 to 4 different variations, changed one variable at a time, and then relaunched following day, 2 immediate leads that were quality. And then it went like this, and then it's going to go like this, and then you want to keep testing and keep it afloat, and the performance is gradually going to get better as you feed the pixel. But this mouse is brutal. I need to get one of those mouses. But another thing, guys, is speed. Speed in all aspects of business. Speed and being able to test an ad within 24 hours of having an idea. Speed and be able to hire a specific role in your company so that you can get them onboarded and you can free up your time so that you can focus more on sales and working on the company as opposed to in the company. Speed, speed, speed. Speed from time to value when you sign a new client, right? Because like time to value is extremely important when getting results, buyer's remorse, and people really will dictate whether or not they're going to stay with you long term, from the immediate sale to how long they get to how quickly they actually get their thing. Two really important parts of getting into the prospect or into your clients' minds on whether or not they're going to stay with you long term. So this, guys, is how I think about performance. This, guys, is how Meta has at least told me how it works. If you guys have different ideas, if you guys have different assumptions and conclusions based off your own experience, I'd love to hear them. Share them down in the comments for sure. But this is my own experience, and this has happened to multiple clients, myself included. And there was actually only one case with the new update where I didn't change a single thing for one client, but that was a very specific market and that was very niche. So like it's very specific sometimes on whether or not the update has effects on your current clientele from before and after. Most of the time it does. I have seen a drop in performance if it didn't change anything from as soon as the update came out, which is quite honestly like a few months ago. But I hope this video was of value to you guys in understanding what to do in times of fatigue and how to go about testing and changing one variable at a time, finding winnings, what to turn off, what to leave on. But I will say, you're going to have to not be lazy. This is what the algorithm wants. This is what the new update is going to be filtering people out for, those cheap, lazy marketers. And if you are one of those, leave the agency space. Goodbye. But I hope this was of value to you guys, and I will see you in the next.